One day during the month of Ramadan, a saint of Allah was returning home from a trip. At that moment, it was suddenly time for iftar on the street. He then hurried to a house and got up. And seeing a beautiful girl, he addressed her and said,
"Hey Muslim sister, I am a fasting person, returning home from a trip. Suddenly, it was time for iftar, but I don't have a drop of water to break my iftar. Please give me some water so I can break my fast." Hearing this, the girl said,
"Come inside the house, I'll take care of it."
The girl from the other side brought and presented various items of food. The saint of Allah began to break his fast after thanking the Almighty. But he did not know that this girl was a famous person in the city. Her real name was Layla, and people called her the Queen of the Night. Then the next day, when the saint of Allah was sleeping, he saw in his dream that a man dressed in white came and said,
"Servant of Allah, how could you, a true believer, go to a prostitute's house and break your fast?"
Hearing this, the saint of Allah was stunned and said,
I didn't know that girl had a bad character. If I had known, I would never have gone to her house.
Then the man said,
"Since the girl has done you a favor by giving you food, you should also do her a favor. In any case, bring her from the bad path to the good path."
Hearing this, the saint of Allah said,
Is it possible if you want to? He is a famous prostitute. The rich people of the city go to spend the night with him. Will he want to leave his kingdom of sin and return?
Then the man showed some anger and said,
"How did you know that he wouldn't want to be good because he was in the kingdom of sin? Did you ever offer him the opportunity to be good?"
Then the next day he went to that Layla again. Layla did not mistake the face of the saint of Allah for her. She was a little taken aback by the sight of him. Seeing this situation, the saint of Allah said,
I didn't come to waste your time, but to tell you a truth.
Layla was surprised at first, but then became intrigued by his words. The saint of Allah then said again,
I am an ordinary person still searching for the light. And you are a person who, even in the darkness, is calling out to the light.
Layla laughed at his mysterious words, but behind her smile was an unknown thrill. This man seemed to be able to hear the questions hidden deep in her mind. Then he handed a piece of paper to Layla and left. On that paper, it was written that you were not created just to entertain people. The purpose of your birth is deeper. Do you want to know the truth? Reading this, Layla fell into thought. Even late at night, Layla could not sleep. A storm was raging in her heart. She wondered who this person really was. Why did he come to me? Then the next day, Layla went out in search of the man. But after much searching, she could not find him. Finally, Layla went to the town's Hakim and asked for information about the traveler. The Hakim was surprised at first, but then said,
"Layla, this man is no ordinary person. Do you know who that person is?"
I don't know all that much, but I just know that he has left me with a deep question.
Then the Hakim said,
"Actually, the man is a saint. His name is Zaid. Many years ago, he was a rich businessman, but one day he left everything and went out in search of the truth. He only goes to those for whom Allah has a plan."
Hearing this, Layla's heart trembled. She couldn't believe that a saint of God had come for a woman like her. Then Layla left Hakim in search of the saint of Allah. Meanwhile, the saint of Allah was sitting in a mosque. He was overjoyed to see Layla coming and said in a soft voice,
So you're here. I believed you would come.
Then Layla said in a dry voice,
Why did you ask me these questions?
Hearing this, The Saint of Allah smiled and said,
Because you know you were not born to be just a beauty for one night, but Allah created you to be the queen of the house.
These words shook Layla's heart. Then the Saint of Allah said again,
Well, Layla, how did you get involved in this disgusting act? Have you never thought about your own self-respect?
Hearing this, Layla burst into tears. She cried and said,
No girl gives up her honor. Circumstances forced her into this job. I unfortunately lost my parents when I was a child. Then a businessman adopted me. But after a few days, he betrayed me and sold me to a brothel for a high price. Since then, I have been a prostitute.
As soon as Layla finished speaking, two armed men suddenly rushed towards them. They immediately said,
Layla will remain in her old life. This queen of the night can never find the path to light.
Saying this, a man approached the Saint of Allah with a weapon. Seeing this scene, Layla's heart started pounding. She did not know what to do. At one point, Layla said in a trembling voice,
Don't hurt this person. He has no crime. Tell me, what do you want now?
Then a gunman said,
You need to come back. You are a jewel to our brothel, our source of strength. If you leave, our existence will be shattered.
Layla felt very sad to hear this. She felt like a product of a subjugated business. Then the Saint of Allah said in a soft voice,
Layla, the true value of a person is hidden in their heart. If you want freedom, you have to decide now.
Then the armed man pushed the Saint of Allah to the ground with a sharp blow. Seeing this, Layla screamed and gathered courage and hit the man on the head with a stone. Then, in the blink of an eye, she took the Saint of Allah and ran. They were running with maximum strength, and the sound of chasing could be heard from behind. But Layla's mind now had only one thing. I want freedom. I want the truth. At one point, they took refuge in an old house. Blood was dripping from the forehead of Zayed, the Saint of Allah. But there was peace in his eyes. He said in a tired voice,
Layla, you have won your guest bottle.
But my journey has not yet begun. I don't know what other tests lie ahead for me.
That's the truth. The journey of a traveler is never easy.
Meanwhile, on the other side of town, the armed men were gathering again. They knew that Layla had escaped, but they didn't know that Layla was no longer the queen of the night. Meanwhile, Layla and Zaid were hiding in the old house. Layla's heart was still beating fast, but a new feeling was working in her mind, a kind of courage, a taste of freedom. Then Layla whispered to Zaid,
What do we do now?
You have to leave the city, but this dark world won't let you go easily.
Hearing this, Layla was silent for a moment. Then she said,
But where will I go? I have no one in this world.
The one who has no one in the court of Allah is the most powerful. The path will not be lost on Allah. He has promised that if someone tries to go to the path of Allah, He will open countless paths to help.
Then they set out to leave the city at night. But after a while, they saw armed men patrolling the border. Seeing this scene, Layla took a deep breath. Then Zayd said with fear,
There is nothing to fear. There is a secret tunnel in the city that is very old. Only a few experienced people know about it. We will escape through that path. You will not be needlessly afraid.
Then Layla smiled and said,
What is there to fear? Since you are with me, there is nothing to fear. But in any case, I want freedom.
Then they started walking through the tunnel. After a while, they suddenly heard footsteps behind them. Perhaps one of the armed men was following them. Zayd then looked at Layla and said,
Now it's up to you, Layla. Will you walk the path of truth or fall back into darkness?
I want light. I don't want to go into darkness. Will we get caught then?
The path of truth is never easy, but those who trust in Allah never lose.
As she walked along the tunnel, she saw an iron door in front of her, which could only be opened from the outside. Seeing this, Layla said in despair,
What happens now?
The sound of gunmen chasing came from behind. Then Zayed, the saint of Allah, recited a prayer and slowly pushed on a part of the door, saying, Bismillah. Immediately, the door slammed and fell to the ground. Then they came out, saying, Alhamdulillah. Then a verse of the Quran came to mind in Layla's heart, where it is said that I will certainly open my way for those who struggle in my path. Then they started running on the desert road with their tired bodies, and if they went a little further, they might go beyond their reach. At that time, Layla heard a sound from behind. Looking back, she saw an arrow of gunmen running towards Zayed. Layla then put her body in front of Zayed and took the arrow with her body. As a result, Layla fell to the ground with a thud. Then Zayed screamed in the world and looked at her and saw that the blood was soaking her clothes, but there was peace in Layla's eyes. She was saying,
I am free now. I have come out of the darkness.
Just then, some mysterious people appeared from the depths of the desert. One of them put his hand on Zayed's shoulder and said, You are travelers on the path of truth. Therefore, Allah Almighty has sent us to help you. Then they put Layla on the back of a camel. Then Zayed looked around and said, Who are you? One of them replied, We are the travelers who are searching for the direction of light, and from today, Layla is one of us. Meanwhile, the armed men, seeing the strange travelers from a distance, stopped. They did not dare to move forward. Then, after walking for 3 days and 3 nights, they arrived at a small village. Layla said,
Where have we come from?
In response, one of the travelers said, This is a refuge, a secret place for seekers of truth. Then, when Layla entered the village, an old woman came forward and said,
You are the girl who wanted to come out of the darkness.
I don't know if I really deserve life.
Allah's mercy is greater than all sins. You just start.
Then Layla started a new life there. The divine word of Allah began to spread among the people. Then, one day, Zayd went to her and said,
Layla, are you still thinking?
I wonder what true liberation really is.
Liberation comes when you learn to love your Lord more than yourself.
Hearing this, Layla's eyes got wet and she said,
So can I really start over?
Surely, because the heart of one whom Allah opens, no one can close it.
Then one day, Layla was sitting under a tree reading the Quran. At that moment, Zayd came to her and said,
Layla, we have been by each other's side for a long time. It has been one of the greatest honors of my life to begin this journey with you. But now, I want to ask you a question.
Okay, tell me what you want to say.
Do you want to spend the rest of your life with me in the way of Allah? Do you want to be my wife?
Hearing this, Layla was overcome with emotion. She could not answer anything, but Zayed understood her feelings perfectly. Then their wedding was arranged in the presence of the most respected people in the village. Layla and Zayed married each other with respect. As a result, their new life began in the name of Allah.